Have you ever wondered if our current path of carbon emissions is sustainable for our planet's future? Well, let's take a moment to consider this. Our world is in a state of carbon conundrum. We're emitting carbon dioxide into the atmosphere at unprecedented rates, and this is leading to drastic changes in our climate. Every year, we're seeing record-breaking temperatures, rising sea levels, and increasingly severe weather events. It's clear that we're on a collision course with climate calamity. The Earth's climate balance is being upset by the tons of carbon dioxide we're pumping into the atmosphere. The need for a sustainable solution has never been more pressing. Renewable energy sources like solar and wind could be the key to unlocking a future where we live in harmony with the planet rather than at odds with it. The answer lies in harnessing the power of nature, but how do we do that? Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating world of renewable energy in the following scenes. Imagine a world where we harness the energy of the sun to power our lives. This isn't just a dream, but a reality we're stepping into. Let's delve into how this happens, how we transform the sun's radiant energy into electricity. At the heart of this process are solar panels, the workhorses of solar power generation. These panels are made up of smaller units called photovoltaic cells. The term photovoltaic might sound complicated, but it's quite simple. Photo comes from the Greek word for light, and voltaic is named after Alessandro Volta, a pioneer in the study of electricity. So, photovoltaic essentially means turning light into electricity. Now, how does this conversion happen? Each photovoltaic cell is made up of two layers of a semiconductive material, usually silicon. When sunlight hits the cell, it energizes the electrons in the silicon. These energized electrons start to move, creating an electric current. This is known as the photovoltaic effect. The electricity generated by these cells is direct current, or DC. However, our homes and businesses primarily use alternating current, or AC. So, the DC electricity is passed through an inverter to convert it into AC electricity. From here, the electricity is ready to be used. It can power our homes, businesses, and even our vehicles. Any excess electricity can be fed back into the power grid, providing a source of energy for others to use. Solar power is not just a solution for our energy needs, it's a solution for our planet. It's renewable, meaning we won't run out of it as long as the sun keeps shining. It's abundant, with enough sunlight reaching the Earth in a single hour to meet the world's energy needs for a whole year. And importantly, it's carbon-free. Generating electricity from solar power doesn't release carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases. So, while our sun is 93 million miles away, its energy is within our grasp. We're learning to harness this energy to power our lives and protect our planet. Solar power, a renewable, abundant, and importantly, a carbon-free source of energy. Now let's shift our gaze from the sky to the wind that rustles the leaves and cools our summers. From gentle breezes to gale-force gusts, wind is a powerful force of nature. But did you know that it's also a mighty source of renewable energy capable of lighting up our homes and cities? The process of generating electricity from wind power is quite fascinating. It all begins with a wind turbine, a towering structure with large blades that capture the wind's kinetic energy. As the wind blows, it pushes against the blades of the wind turbine, causing them to spin. This rotation is not just for show, it's actually the first step in a marvelous transformation. This spinning or rotation of the blades is a form of mechanical energy. Inside the turbine, a shaft connected to the blades spins along with them. This shaft is linked to a gearbox that increases the speed of rotation, which then turns a generator. And voila! The generator, a marvel of human engineering, takes this mechanical energy and converts it into electrical energy. This electricity is then sent along power lines to homes, businesses, and industries, powering our daily lives. Wind energy is a renewable source of power. This means that as long as the wind blows, we can generate electricity. It's an endless cycle, a gift from nature that keeps on giving. And the best part? Wind power is a zero-carbon energy source. That's right, unlike fossil fuels, generating electricity from the wind does not release harmful greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. So, the next time you feel a gust of wind, remember it's not just moving leaves or cooling the air. It's a powerful, renewable source of energy that's helping to keep the lights on in a sustainable way. Wind power, another renewable, plentiful and zero-carbon energy source. Indeed, it's a testament to human ingenuity and our planet's boundless natural resources. Scene script. Solar and wind power, two giants in the renewable energy sector. But how do they stack up against each other? When we talk about efficiency, solar panels and wind turbines do a pretty good job of converting sunlight and wind into electricity. Yet they aren't created equal. Solar panels convert about 15 to 20% of the sunlight they absorb into electricity. On the other hand, wind turbines can convert nearly 50% of the wind passing through them into power. Now let's move on to cost. The cost of both solar and wind power has been decreasing rapidly over the years. However, wind power is generally cheaper to produce than solar power, but hold on. The cost of installing solar panels is often less than that of wind turbines, so it's a bit of a toss-up. Then there's the environmental impact. Both solar and wind power produce zero emissions during operation, which is a huge win for our planet. However, the production of solar panels and wind turbines does have an environmental footprint, mostly due to the materials used and the manufacturing processes. Solar panels, for instance, require the mining of silicon, which has its environmental concerns. Wind turbines, on the other hand, can impact local wildlife, especially birds. Lastly, geographical constraints play a significant role in the solar versus wind debate. Solar power is more versatile, as it can be installed in a wide variety of locations, from rooftops to deserts. Wind power, however, requires specific conditions. Wind turbines need a consistent and strong wind flow, which is typically found in coastal areas or on hilltops. So, who's the winner in this renewable energy face-off? Well, it's not that simple. Both solar and wind power have their pros and cons. What matters is that we continue to invest in and improve these technologies. Because at the end of the day, they both have one thing in common. While both have their strengths and weaknesses, they share a common goal: a cleaner and greener future. So, how can these renewable energy sources help us reduce our global carbon footprint? Well, the answer is quite simple and profound. Solar and wind power, the two powerhouses of renewable energy, hold the key to significantly reducing our global carbon footprint. These two sources of energy, unlike their fossil fuel counterparts, do not emit harmful greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. By harnessing the sun and wind for power, we are essentially tapping into an infinite source of clean energy. Solar panels convert sunlight into electricity, and wind turbines transform wind energy into usable power. Neither of these processes releases carbon dioxide or other harmful pollutants. This is a stark contrast to fossil fuel-based power generation, which not only depletes finite resources, but also contributes to the ever-increasing levels of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. Making the transition to solar and wind power on a global scale can result in a dramatic decrease in carbon emissions. Imagine replacing coal-fired power plants, which are notorious for their carbon emissions, with vast fields of wind turbines and solar panels. The decrease in carbon emissions would be monumental, leading to a significant reduction in the pace of global warming. Moreover, these renewable energy sources are not just for powering our homes and businesses. They can also be used for a variety of other applications, such as powering electric vehicles and heating our homes, further reducing our reliance on fossil fuels and their associated carbon emissions. But the benefits don't stop there. By transitioning to renewable energy, we are also creating a sustainable future for ourselves and generations to come. Renewable energy sources are not only clean, but also inexhaustible. They will continue to provide us with power as long as the sun shines and the wind blows. By embracing renewable energy, we're not just saving our environment, but also ensuring a sustainable future for generations to come.